Go see the ducks.
The ducks.
You gonna go see the ducks? Okay. And tell me how many. Yes. Okay.
Okay, well, it already started. Well, hi everyone. You know me. I am Jay Dudley. This is my mom,
Hello.
also known as Gamma, and this is my aunt, also known as Mima. They're both from the East Coast. Well, actually, all of us are from the East Coast, and I just decided to move out to the middle. Yeah, and both of y'all lived in North Carolina, right?
Yes.
That's correct.
Yes. Yep. What did y'all feel from being where we're living at now, being completely off grid to your upbringing in North Carolina?
I don't remember North Carolina because by 5 I was here.
Okay.
Well, it's basically the same. The wooded areas. I used to walk through paths to get to the other road, as they called it, going to the other road. But the shortcut was going through the wooded areas.
Right.
So it was very similar here because of your wooded areas where you live.
Oh, okay. Cool. So far with your visit to Oklahoma, what did y'all think about it? What did y'all think about your visit?
It was good. I liked it. I enjoyed the scenery.
And what
It's
about
different.
it being so big and open and everything so far apart?
North Carolina.
I still felt like
North
your
Carolina.
memories in North Carolina.
Yeah, where you might have a house way down the road.
Oh, yeah, exactly like how we have it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
What?
certain areas that you visited, you were on only dirt roads. There was no gravel.
Right.
There was no pavement, and you walked on dirt roads. We were just fortunate to live on a road where there was actually a road paved. So
Wait, your dirt road connected to a road that was paved, or
no, we
you
were on the paved road.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we had the tar
Okay.
roads where we were because we were on like the main strip of that road, and then there were the other roads that came off of that strip that was dirt roads.
Okay.
And it was the dirt roads that I would take to go to the other road.
That's what traveling is all about. I actually love that we live on a dirt road. It sometimes is dusty and cloudy when a vehicle drives by, and you can never keep your vehicles clean, but it keeps random traffic from coming back there. So that's why I like the standoff, the safety and security from living up on a mountain.
Yeah. That's why I had to take the picture of the dirt road. 'Cause nobody said a dirt road. What is a dirt road? That's the dirt road going uphill. That's
On
why
dirt.
On dirt.
Pretty much. And once it rains or gets muddy, either it becomes rocky and bumpy where it feels impossible to drive, or you gotta take it fast and hopefully don't slide off.
That I believe.
Yes.
Oh yeah. What do you think about the life that we're making with football in the Little Chunk? Like from what we're doing out in Oklahoma versus what the thoughts, expectations of life were back east.
I think it's a better environment for football because of all the obstacles that were around in the big city, the challenges that were there, the temptations that were there, and Lil Chunk is able to grow up not having to have experienced any of that because he's been here all his life.
Yep.
So he's experienced life like I experienced growing up, being in a wooded area, houses far in between, farm animals. Grew up with cows and, well, not cows in my particular area, but we had hogs.
Oh,
So my grandmother, your great grandmother, had hogs. So I watched hogs being slaughtered as a young kid. Um, so that was one of the main differences with little Chunk growing up in that environment. Whereas football had to adapt to
Right.
the environment, which he adapted very well because he was very receptive of the environment. Having lived in a city and then coming out to the peace and the quiet and the sereneness, even though he said it was really quiet, but he did not miss being back in the city.
right. Well, you were talking about butchering animals. We, of course, don't butcher hogs. They just get.
Well, I'm just saying that growing up,
Right.
in the South, that was one of the biggest slaughterings there was the hogs.
These two have, between the two of them, they've butchered 5 sheep and 1 cow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never saw cow being butchered, but I knew the woman at the end of the road, they had cows.
Right.
So they had the milk, the fresh milk from the cows, which I never liked. It was too fresh.
That's what we brought here today.
And then my aunt on the other road, your great aunt, she had the chickens and the hens and the roosters. I never liked eggs. They were too fresh. So when I moved to the north, I was able to eat an egg once in a while because they were so different.
Okay.
And it was because they were refrigerated and pasteurized. So
Yeah.
there was a
And-
big difference.
And most likely bleached.
Probably,
Yeah.
probably.
They want all of the eggs to look so nice, dainty, and perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, y'all didn't have any of the raw milk. At least I don't think so.
No.
Yeah. But
No.
we had spoke before about y'all coming out to the property and like for Passover or something like that. Once we get sheep on property, planning on butchering a sheep. And when I said that to you, your face was like, "Ooh, no."
No, because I don't want to see that.
Yes. But-
It's a bloody situation.
no, not really.
Well,
Like-
maybe they are not as bloody as the hogs were,
Oh.
but
Yeah,
they,
I've
Never
they
seen it and don't want to see it.
and I've
Well,
never
I-
seen a cow that was butchered, but it was a very bloody scene.
Oh, yeah, no.
And growing up, it might have been very bloody to me because I was just a kid. I was around 6, 7 years old.
Okay. Well, football butchered 1 sheep with me, and the Chunk, he's been right next to me, or.
But it wasn't as bloody. I didn't see that much blood. with
No,
the sheep.
no, because well, if it's for Passover, we
And
will
drain
slit
the-
their throats and drain
drain
them.
the
But
blood.
if it's not for Passover, they're catching a bullet to the head and then the throat slit, then them straying up. So all the blood goes right into not a barrel, a wheelbarrow. And then once you butcher them out, get all the guts out and all that other stuff, you put that in the fire so that can burn away. And then you skin them, and now you can either roast it or part it out, put it in the freezer, then you got lamb. Or beef. And speaking of beef, y'all had some beef bacon today. What did
Yeah,
y'all
it was
think
good.
about that?
Delicious.
That bacon was very good.
Yes.
A very unique taste from regular
Regular
bacon.
bacon.
Yeah, one of our brothers, Jay Johns, he goes through the whole process of getting from farms some brisket, and then he'll go through the process of flavoring them, aging them, smoking them, and then slicing it super thin so we can have beef bacon.
Very
That bacon
tasty.
was good.
I got
Very good.
I either have to freeze some and mail some out to you, or just get y'all to move out here so you can have it all the time.
Well, it'll be
Well, you
my
can't
treat
rush
when I
it.
visit.
Yeah, treat when you visit, yeah. Well, we kind of answered this question: Oklahoma versus New Jersey. Where do you see a better life to live? Like, do you see different opportunities and like what do you see the benefit of living in a bigger city or on the East Coast where it's a faster life? Do you see financial benefits? Uh, do you see more opportunities, education? What do you think about uh, the East Coast, the big cities in the East Coast versus the small rural towns in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma?
That's hard to answer because I'm not sure what's offered here.
Okay.
Because things are progressing
Yes.
everywhere. And there are great opportunities wherever you live.
Right.
However, living in a more rural area, there's the safety factors as far as the kids getting the education that they need in the schools. You do a lot of things differently, so they're not exposed to as much as they would be exposed in the schools in the big cities.
Okay.
So it would make it better in one sense, but depending on what's offered in another.
Well, yeah, like with the digital world and the internet, there's and because of the pandemic, everyone figured out a way how to make ends meet on a virtual stage.
Yeah.
So being able to either go into work once a week and do your job remotely, that was definitely a big benefit. But now people are seeing how profitable that is. They're moving to the middle of nowhere, whether it's Wyoming, Montana, Oklahoma, Kansas, even. They're figuring out if they have internet,
They can do it.
Yep, they
They
can
can work from home.
Yep, and
So-
have a really good living doing it.
Well, then that goes back to the previous question because colleges are online now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you still get the benefits without all the other exposure.
That is true. Well,
Yeah, it's different. I don't know. I don't remember football going to college.
no,
He
high
didn't
school
go
when he was done.
Done. Oh, okay. So were you. He just like his dad. You were done. It was between the military and the job, and the job came, and that's what you went for.
Yep.
But-
Working for the telephone company.
But I didn't know he didn't go. I figured he didn't go to college, but I think as I grew up, even though I grew up in the city, I remember some things of the South, not a lot, because Mama, as we called her, which was our grandmother,
Cool. My grandmother, or your grandmother.
my grandmother
okay.
was called Mama.
Right.
And I remember going down there. Now, her living room, all that, you ain't go in that room. You went to the kitchen. You went in. That's why when you come, you're always in the. I remember the kitchen. There was no you going in the living room and sit. Only guests sat in the living room.
Was that a completely plastic covered room?
No.
Or not even the
That came
No.
in the north.
oh
Yeah,
that's a
no.
thing in the
When
north?
they start putting plastic covers on their chairs
Yeah.
and you slide off.
Yeah.
That was not in the South.
And what the plastic runners that you had to walk on couldn't
Yes,
touch the carpet.
that was in the north.
North.
Oh,
Not, and there was more dirt in the South.
Oh,
But
okay.
you swept through. You didn't have carpet
right.
on the floors. You had wood floors.
Okay.
And you mopped them daily.
And a pop
And you
belly.
swept them daily. You know, it just
Pot
something
belly
that was a
stove.
part of it.
What's a pot belly stove?
That big stove with a big belly and the pipe went up.
one
Oh,
up and out.
stove.
That was the heating.
Oh yes, yep. We're actually thinking whenever we build a cabin, we're gonna have a
Pot
wood
belly.
burning stove.
Stove.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's what's called a pot,
Pot
belly
belly. We call them a pot belly stove.
during that time, but it's a wood burning stove.
Awesome.
The name has changed. I
Right.
remember as the pot belly stove.
Right.
Well, there. What, babe?
Yes.
What's that wood burning stove? That's that's the rage. It's mother or maiden something. Oh well, yeah. I can't remember it.
Maybe something. You put me on the spot.
Well, somebody watching will probably know. It's something maiden or something.
Oh,
like
really?
Mother Kate had got one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
And
it's pretty big and has 3 or 4 burners
I was gonna
on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay, but that wasn't like what we grew up. That only was for heating. We had a regular gas stove for cooking.
Oh, okay. Now this
I
this
don't
is
remember
all in one.
I don't remember the gas stove. Down
No.
south,
Yeah.
I remember the pot belly. That's that black thing that you weren't supposed to touch because it was hot. Where the stove was, I couldn't tell you because you came through the back door to the kitchen, and hopefully you caught rainwater to get your bath.
Ah,
Huh?
yep. Well, that's another system
Well,
that
other
we're
than
setting
that,
up.
you pumped your water.
Oh, you know, had a well.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know what? In later years, I found out that it probably was a well, but all I remember is the pump being the pipes down in the ground.
Right.
But we had the pump the water because I had to prime the pump and I pumped the water. However, I don't remember a well on our particular property, but there were wells where people actually put the bucket down and brought the water up in the
Okay.
wells.
So maybe I think the pump one was just a
The
sealed or
sealed,
closed
well.
Yes.
Yes, but that's what my grandmother had.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna put a well on the property. We're working on rain catchment, and right now I just haul in water.
Well, okay.
Yep.
Well, things have changed over the years.
Oh well, hey, and you don't want to spend. It's very expensive to get a well dug, especially
sure.
up on a mountain, and you don't want to spend all that money to have someone somewhere in the area mess up and completely contaminate that well.
Right.
Yep. So that's why we're going to be doing we are doing rain catchment
Water.
and supplementing with hauling water in, and just get more and more and more tanks until we can go a year without having to worry or think about water.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
we did have rain catchment water, and that water was mainly for doing the laundry.
Okay.
Because the washing machine, which I got this finger caught in,
Oh.
trying to pull the clothes out of the wringer, and instead of going the opposite way, my finger went through,
Oh.
and I had to pull it out. And by the time my grandmother got out there, I had the finger out. And you don't go any place to get anything done, so that's why this finger's all messed up. But never lost any function or anything in it. However, we had like a little hut type area that had the washing machine in it
Okay.
with the wringer, and then the water on the side from the rain
Oh, awesome.
that went in the washing machine.
That may be something that we have to implement. Not sure what direction that we're gonna go into besides just hand washing in the tub. But right now we load up everything and go to the laundromat. But if one day laundromats aren't available, we have to figure out what it is that we're gonna do, or how we're gonna pivot. And I've been looking at these heat pump washer dryer combos where you just put your clothes in and it'll wash it and then dry
Dry
it,
it.
right then and there.
Oh, wow.
And
That's the new thing I seen. I was like, you got to be kidding
yep.
me.
And it's no exhaust pipe or anything like that. So I might have to budget.
Hot air.
Yeah, there's no hot air going out or anything. No, it's all
Concealed.
self-contained. Yeah.
That's why I dry it, because
Yep.
it's hot
What-
air that's
what-
concealed in there.
What actually happens is it gets cold around the machine because
Mm-hmm.
it works almost like an air conditioner.
Oh, okay.
How a window unit air conditioner will blow hot air outside and cold air inside. So with the heat pump washer dryer thing, all the heat would be inside the drum, but it has to get rid of the cold air, so it'll be cold around it.
Okay.
Yep. So that's something that I'm researching and looking into and going to budget for, possibly. Not sure yet.
Yeah, because they just came out within the last couple of years.
Yes. Yep.
They're not as popular yet.
Right. Yeah. They aren't the standard yet.
No. Mm-mm.